أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله، صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا علي بن الحسين زين العابدين، يا رحمة الله الواسعة، ويا باب نجاة الأمة، ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة، غريب مظلوم كربلاء. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. عظم الله أجوركم وأجورنا باستشهاد الإمام زين العابدين وسيد الساجدين علي بن الحسين السجاد عليهم السلام. Imam al-Sajjad alayhi salam provided us with an encyclopedia of du'as, the Sahifa Sajjadiyya, a great, valuable and treasure that alhamdulillah we as followers of Ahlul Bayt we have. The ad'iyah that the Imam Salamullah alayh produced for the Shia, that today we can not notice in some of the, even the Wahhabi channels, they steal part of the dua and they put it in the month of Ramadan without naming who the dua is for. And many people became Shia because of the dua of Imam Sajjad Salamullah alayh. One of them, he says, I heard the dua of Abi Hamza al-Thimali rahimahullah in the month of Ramadan, and that was the first step for me to walk towards the guidance and to join the ark of Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim. This valuable du'as, actually the Imam was in the time in which he couldn't take the role of uprising, the role of what his father did in Ashura, the role of what his grandfather Ali alayhi salam did in the battles of Siffin and Nahrawan and so forth. So he sat in Medina and he started to teach and nurture students. One of the ways he used is to buy the slaves. In the old times, the Imam used to buy the slaves. The slaves were common in in the Arab society and even in Arabs, because they used to get the slaves from, for example, the battlefields, the Usara and so forth, and they bring those human beings like us, men and women, and sell them in the market called Suq al-Nakhasa. Sell as we go and buy a car in auction. They bring human beings like me and you, and you have to go and choose the most strong one, the one who has talent. Let's say if it's a male, if it's a female, if she knows how to cook. Sometimes people go and see if she sings, for example, if she dances, for example, and to buy the best with the talented one, and so forth. They buy and they do auction and they buy the slave. Islam came and removed the slavery from the humanity. Today we don't see, alhamdulillah, slavery as it was before, although it's now in a different way, but the way it was before, it's all gone. Ahlul Bayt came, especially Imam Sajjad Salamullah alayh. He used to buy the slaves, he teaches them, he gives them, the money and everything they need, and at the end of the month of Ramadan, in Eid al-Fitr, he gathers them and he frees them for sabilillah, يعتقهم لوجه الله. After he taught them بعلوم آل محمد سلام الله عليه.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So the Imam alayhi salam, he used to come out in the darkness of the night and used to carry a bit of money and spreads the money to the doors of the fuqara. He knocks the door and he gives them the money, supporting the needy ones, the poor and the deprived section of the society. Other acts of the Imam Salamullah alayh, I just picked some of the akhlaqiyat of the Imam Salamullah alayh that he had. One of the incidents and occasions, the Imam Salamullah alayh, he had guests in his house. The Shia followers came to visit the Imam. So the Imam alayhi salam invited them as a dinner. So Imam orders his servant, one of his servant, Ghulam, to go and grill some meat, maybe kebab, on the skewer, on the shish. So the servant goes quickly, he prepares the meat, he prepares the shish, kebab, and everything. Then he brings it straight away to the room of the guests, and it was very hot, heavy as well, the skewers. So on his way to the guest room, he suddenly drops the shish, the skewers, and on the way there was one of the Imam's child, one of the sons of the Imam alayhi salam, a small child. It falls on the child, he burns and he dies instantly. The Imam comes out to see what's the situation. The slave, the servant, he starts to shrivel and shaken that the Imam will punish me, severe punishment. Because the slave in that time was like an asset, was like, like animal. They had no value, nothing. But Ahl Bayt kept this value and they gave them as human beings. They treated them as human beings. So the Imam came out and he saw the situation. The Imam alayhi salam, straight away he said to him, "Anta hurrun liwajhi Allah." I don't want to see you in a state of fear from me. No. You're free to go. It wasn't intentional murder or killing. أنت حر لوجه الله فإنك لم تعتمد أو لم تتعمد ذلك. You didn't mean to kill the child. ثم أخذ عليه السلام في جهاز ابنه ودفنه. Then he took his son and he made the burial and he buried him without confronting, punishing that servant who was, unintentionally the cause of death of his son. Today, if somebody goes to a shop and he just injures, part of his body, he makes complaint, he goes to the court and he gets compensation just because somebody, in the shop, who was injured. It was against the health and safety rule. But Ahl Bayt Salamun alayhim, in such situation, they would forgive. Forgiveness was one of the Imams and Ahl Bayt's akhlaq, to forgive, even that person was the cause of the death of his beloved son. And of course, Ahl Bayt, they have more compassion than us, more atifa, more feelings towards their family, more than us. But by all that means, they put Allah's sight in their eyes and Allah's acceptance and rida in their sight. What Allah likes. Allah likes afu and forgiveness. صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
In another occasion, and haditha, one of the maids, the servants of the Imam alayhi salam, she brings a jug of water for the Imam to have the wudu. Now, she pours the water on the Imam's hand to have the wudu. Suddenly she hit the jug on the Imam's face and he starts to bleed. So she straightens. That's why I said the Imam educates his servants, although she is or he is like a slave, but the Imam alayhi salam educates whoever comes in his house. So the servant said to the Imam alayhi salam, after she injured the Imam, she actually caused the Imam to bleed his face. فقالت وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. Straight away, she said, those who forgive, those who control their anger. Imam alayhi salam said, كَظَمْتُ غَيْظِي. I control my anger. I would reduce my anger. كَظَمْتُ غَيْظِي. قالت عليه السلام وَالْعَافِينَ عَنْ النَّاسِ. Those who forgive people. Imam said عليه السلام عفوت عنك. قالت والله يحب المحسنين. She wanted more because she knew the Imam عليه السلام. والله يحب المحسنين. He said عليه السلام فاذهبي فأنت حرة لوجه الله. وكان الدم يتقاطر من وجه الإمام عليه السلام. Imam was bleeding and he said to her, go, you're free to go. Although she was the cause of the injury of the Imam عليه السلام, but the Imam عليه السلام, with his forgiveness, with his samaha, with his open-hearted, he forgave his servant and he freed her. Salamullah alayhi. Although she was a slave, she was a maid in his house. One of the other parts of the akhlaq of the Imam alayhi salam, he teaches us economically how to spend on our family, how to behave. Because some of us think, if I spend the money on the poor and keep my family hungry, that would be a great thing. No. If you want to do zuhud, do it on yourself. Don't eat no meat, no luxury food. Don't go to any holiday and spend your money to the poor. And let your family benefit. The Imam Salamullah alayhi says, لَإِنْ أَدْخُلَ السُّوقِ وَمَعِي دَرَاهِمْ. If I go to the market and I have few دراهم, few pennies, أبتع به العيال لحما. And I buy, أبتع means أشتري, I buy a bit of meat for my family. وقد قرموا. قرم means somebody who desires to eat meat. Sometimes you say, I like to eat fish today, or